This is the cerebellum. Okay, what do you notice in here? What is this thing? Does anybody remember what it's called?
White matter.
Yeah, it is white matter, but this is the arbor vitae. Okay, you don't have to know that, but this is where I will point to white matter because you can see the difference between the white matter, okay, and the gray matter. Does everybody see what I'm saying? So I said, what type of tissue is this? That would be white matter or gray matter. All right. Now, so you're coming up again. This part is spinal cord before it gets thicker. With this first little bump, that tells you your medulla. Now notice, when you look at it this way, the spinal cord and the medulla aren't really any difference in thickness. The only difference is that when you hit the cerebellum, it looks like it's getting thicker from the outside. You see how it looks like it's getting thicker? But really all it's doing is just moving down, okay? Then there's a little bump, one more bump right here when you get past the cerebellum. That's the pons right there, okay? Now, basically this whole region then past the pons right here becomes the midbrain. And the midbrain is difficult because there's no real demarcation line. But you see how there's this circular structure right here and right here? That is the what? Thalamus. Very good. Okay. Above the thalamus, you have this structure, which is the corpus callosum. You see it here. Corpus callosum. It doesn't look quite as good on sheep as it does in us, but it basically forms a downward-facing C. Okay. You see how it right here. Okay. All right. Now, here is the what gland? Pituitary gland, okay? The pituitary gland's underneath. So, anything between the thalamus and the pituitary gland, so this region right here, that's the hypothalamus. Again, it's difficult because there's not the demarcation lines. It can get sort of smushed together. Now, what I've done is I've taken and exposed the demarcation lines, but they're not always there, okay? Another thing that normally is true, you can see it on this brain on both sides, is that the hypothalamus is darker than the midbrain. See how this is pretty white and this is a little darker? Okay, that's going to be the hypothalamus. Now, this is the other reason why you need to look at other brains. Right here, this dark region is the pineal gland. Okay, there's not a pineal gland on this side. You see what I'm saying? When the way it cut, the pineal gland sort of slid to one side, even though I cut it down the middle, and it's right here, the back of the thalamus between the cerebellum and the thalamus. This is the pineal gland. Okay? All right, any questions?